Hello everyone and welcome to Sharp-Dresse Gaming. I'm your host Richard, and today we are here with another sharp-dressed Pokemon with competitive move sets. Today we are going to be looking at Mawile and Mega Mawile. And for those of you who don't know, Mega Mawile is in fact my favorite Mega Pokemon. It always was, ever since it was first announced. Just fell in love with it right away. I've always loved Mawile. It's just a little cute Pokemon, and it's got that massive jaw on the back of it, so why not, huh? But anyway, we are going to be looking at competitive movesets, and for those of you who don't know, we have talked about Mega Mawile quite a bit, actually. It's been in lessons on VGC. We did a Smogon discussions on it. For those of you who don't know, Mega Mawile has moved up to Ubers. If you want to hear my thoughts on that, go check out the video. Smogon discussions on Mega Mawile moving to Ubers. Or Mawilite moving to Ubers even. I don't think it's been Showdown Trials yet. And I know it hasn't been in a Let's Play yet. But it's making the rounds, so I'm sure you'll see it in those other series as well as again in the future on the ones it has been on. But let's jump into this episode. Now, of course, before we get to competitive movesets for these Pokemon, we take a short look at their background, just so we kind of know what's going on with them and get a better idea on how to use them. So, with that, let's take a look at Mawile itself. Alright, now, Mawile is the Deceiver Pokemon, because of its false mouth on the back, of course. Mawile is a Steel Fairy Pokemon. It gained that Fairy typing in the 6th generation, and because of that, it's made it pretty powerful. Mawile itself is actually an OU. Many people don't know that Mawile, without the Mawilite, is in OU. I mean, its stats don't really show that it should be, but it's because of that typing. Steel Fairy only has 2 weaknesses, and that's Fire and Ground. Originally, Mawile, just being a Steel type, was weak to Fire, Ground, Fighting. I guess just that. I can't think of anything else Steel would be weak to. Well, it lost Fighting, because Fairy resists Fighting. And then everything Fairy is weak to, Steel resists, or is immune to in the case of Poison. So it doesn't gain any weaknesses. It kind of gains a few... It loses some resistances with the Steel and Fairy. I don't know, it's kind of weird, but it only has the Fire Ground weakness, which makes it pretty good. Now, Mawile stands at 2 feet tall, so just think of 2 rulers, I guess, or 2 of your own feet right along each other, and that's how big Mawile is. Or there's 0.6 meters. The weight of Mawile is 25.4 pounds, or 11.5 kilograms. And the abilities Mawile gets are Hyper Cutter, which makes it so that you don't get your... I think it's only attack. It might be any stats. I'm going to pull that up right now, just to be sure. Hyper Cutter. 1 second here. Professionalism at its finest, folks. Yeah, it only prevents the attack stat from being lowered. So, like, Intimidate doesn't work. You don't really see anything other than Intimidate. Growl doesn't work if you want to go that route. But then, speaking of Intimidate, Mawile also has Intimidate. So this is what you're going to see more often than not on Mawile, especially if you have a Mega Mawile coming in. Intimidate will drop that attack stat by 1 stage. So you see more defensive Mawiles and Mega Mawiles just because of that. And then Mawile's hidden ability is Sheer Force. Now what Sheer Force does is it increases your attacking moves if they have a secondary effect, and it drops off that secondary effect. And I'll show you some of those later, and we'll get in further detail with how that helps with Sheer Force and that kind of stuff. But with that, let's move on to Mega Mawile. Now, Mega Mawile, again, still Deceiver Pokemon, still Steel Fairy, now is at a height of 3 feet and 3 inches, or 1 meter, and weighs 51.8 pounds, or 23.5 kilograms. Now, as you may know, I try to compare that to real world thing. real world thing. Real world instance, or what it's based off of. Now, Mawile and Mega Mawile are based off of the Japanese myth of Futakuchi Onna. I'm sure I'm pronouncing that wrong. If you can help me pronounce it, leave it in the comment section below. But this is the Japanese myth of women, especially women that are about to be married, how they don't eat as much. So they say that a mouth forms on the back of their head to tell them to eat. And it basically keeps taunting them and threatening them that it'll hurt them if they don't eat. So that's Mawile and Mega Mawile for you. So I compared it to the average height and weight of Japanese women, and according to the Japanese Ministry of Education, Culture, Sports, Science, and Technology, they do a census, I guess you could call it, of the health of the people of Japan. And for the women, they got an average in 2012. They got an average of 50.76 kilograms, or 111.92 pounds. So that is about twice the weight of Mega Mawile. And let me check on Mawile, and it's 4 times the weight of Mawile. So, of course, it's a Pokemon, so it's not supposed to be a human, but, of course, a lot smaller than what it is based off of. And then the height, they didn't have the height on that website, so I just typed it into Google, and Google spit out an answer at me. It didn't even give me a website. It's just like, hey, this is the average. 5 feet 2 inches is the average Japanese woman. Didn't give me a year or anything. That's what Google said. That's what it is. So, Mawile's about 2 feet tall. Mega Mawile is about 2 feet shorter than the average Japanese woman. So, there you go. I don't know if that's going to help with our competitive movesets, but it's fun to know, I guess. Fun to know. And then, of course, we get to Mega Mawile's biggest draw. Its ability, Huge Power. Now, Huge Power, what that does is it doubles the attack stat. Now, we didn't go over Mawile stats, so I'm going to run those really quick. HP is 50, attack is 85, defense 85, special attack 55, special defense 55, and speed 50. So, essentially just not very good stats, all in all. Its attack and defense is subpar at best. But when you become Mega Mawile, HP stays 50, attack boosts to 105, which is a lot better. Defense is 125, which is a ton better as well, especially with that Intimidate drop. And special attack stays at 55. Special defense goes up to 95, which also helps. And then speed stays at 50, and that kind of hinders Mega Mawile as well. Mega Mawile does pretty good in Trick Room because of that speed, though. And then it also has priority Sucker Punch. But getting back to Huge Power, what Huge Power does is it doubles the attack stat, essentially. So it's taking Mega Mawile's 105 attack and doubling it to 210. Now, I don't have it up anymore, but Mega Mawile, I've talked about this in my what's it called? Smogon discussion series. Where we went over this pretty in detail, but I'm gonna do it here as well. And why do I have up Bulbapedia? I wanted Cerebi, dang it. Classy videos are classy. Mawile. Yeah, Mega Mawile, it's the highest it can get with its attack stat. If you have an adamant nature or any beneficial nature to the attack stat and you're maxed out in IVs and EVs, you can get to 339 attack stat. Now if you double that, that's 8, carry the 1, 7, 78, 678 attack stat. That is freaking crazy. Consider that is higher than any other Pokemon in the game. again, I don't have all the numbers in front of me, and I'm not going to take up your time bringing them all up, because again, I did talk about this in my Smogon Discussions video on Mega Mawile. But Deoxys attack form has the highest attack stat of any Pokemon before Mega Mawile came in, and now Mega Mawile destroys that. And just something I'm reading on Bulbapedia, the limit on attack stat for a Pokemon is 669, and Mega Mawile destroys that. So, yeah. That's pretty neat. And again, the going back to its other stats, defense is really good. So you don't see too many people dropping into defense. You'll see more people putting stuff in HP. Special defense is something that people also will put EVs into, effort values into, because then you can kind of take those fire hits a little better, because most fire hits are special. But again, they're not bad at all. So Mega Mawile, of course, known for its attack. It's got some fairly decent defense and special defense. And with that, let's go over to the Pokédex entries for Mawile, Mega Mawile. Mawile. Pokédex entry, again, Mawile's Deceiver Pokemon, doesn't evolve, it Mega evolves, but it doesn't evolve into anything or from anything. So it's just normal pokes. But then Pokédex X and Y entry. From the Y version, the Pokédex entry states, attached to its head is a huge set of jaws formed by horns. It can chew through iron beams. So again, this false mouth that is on Mega Mawile is actually horns that it's formed into jaws. So, and other Pokédex entries are saying that they're steel jaws, so you're getting that steel typing there. Because at first when I saw Mawile, I didn't understand why it was a steel type, and I guess it's because the actual horns are made of steel, and they've mutated into this jaw. And with that, I'm going to throw you guys over to Showdown, and we'll take a look at a couple sets for both Mega Mawile and Mawile. Alright, so with these two, you don't really see too much variation, I guess you could say, on these two, because the moves they learn are essentially the moves you're going to use. You're not really looking for a bunch of different sets on these guys. They don't learn a large variety of moves. They get some cool things like Brick Break that you could try, or Poison Fang, Thunder Fang, that kind of stuff. But for the most part, you're going to see what I'm going to show you here. Now, this is actually the set for the first Mega Mawile I ever had. Actually, my first Mawile had Hyper Cutter, and then I realized Intimidate was better. So whenever you have a Mawile go into Mega Mawile, you're going to want Intimidate. It's just the best ability by far. You're usually not going to be bringing Mawile in on somebody that's going to Intimidate anyway. It usually comes in later, usually to revenge kill something. You don't really want to start with Mawile. I mean, if you want to try and go for that sweep right away, by all means, go ahead. But again, it's kind of more, it works better if you bring it in as a revenge killer, because then you can even scare them out and possibly set up. So if you're gonna breed a Mawile in X and Y, this is probably one of the better sets to go with. Typical set, huge power, of course. The attacks are gonna be Sucker Punch, Iron Head, Play Rough, and Swords Dance. Sucker Punch gets you that priority. You get both your stabs in Iron Head and Play Rough. And then Swords Dance allows you to get that +2 to set up your attack stat. And then with the EVs, I believe this is what I went with mine. I'm not quite sure, to be honest. I haven't looked at my little Smiley in quite a while, because I've used my Mr. Smiley. And I'll talk about that why, or I'll talk more about that when we get to him. But HP 152, Attack 252, and Speed 100. Now, Adamant is what you're usually going to do, because you're never using special attack, and you want that attack as high as you can get it, because then you're just one-shotting everything. You could go Impish or something along those lines, but Adamant is essentially what you're going to see on every Mawile, Mega Mawile, that is. And with that, let's move to Mr. Smiley. Mr. Smiley is you can only get this set through if you breed in black and white, or black 2 and white 2. So this one has Sucker Punch again, Play Rough, and Swords Dance, and then Ice Punch instead of Iron Head. Now what Ice Punch does it allows you to kind of counter one of Mega Mawile's biggest weaknesses, which is ground types, so Earthquake. Ice Punch takes care of like Gliscor. When it again, these are when it's in OU, so these movesets are going to be changing to accommodate being in Ubers now. Because when it was on OU, Gliscor was a big threat to it, so Ice Punch took care of it. And that kind of stuff. But now it's up in Ubers, so it's got other things to worry about. So I don't know, maybe we'll go back to the other set. Ice Punch can also be replaced with Fire Fang. What Fire Fang did was it got rid of Ferrothorns, it got rid of Fortress. Just those defensive steel types that can resist Play Rough and Iron Head and Ice Punch. It took care of those pretty easy. Aegislash was another one, and I mean Aegislash is in Ubers with Mega Mawile right now, so maybe Fire Fang's the best bet then. And you often see Ferrothorns up there because they take care of Mega Kanga, who is in Ubers as well, and Ferrothorn's just pretty bulky in general, so it works out for him. But then we move on to my last Mega Mawile, which is my Facade Mega Mawile. Now Facade, I don't use it as often as the other sets, just because it's a situational thing. But on this one I run either Crunch or Sucker Punch. Crunch gets you that insured hit, where Sucker Punch they have to attack you. And then there's Play Rough and Iron Head again. And then Facade is because what most people would do to counter Mega Mawile is to burn it with like Rotom Wash or Rotom Heat or whatever. But since they're burning you, now Facade is getting the boost, so you can just Facade and destroy them. So that was the intent behind that. And again, both of these Mawiles that I just showed you are on 252 HP, 252 attack, 4 special defense, and then the Adamant Nature. And with that, we're going to move on to Mawile sets. Now, the first Mawile set I have here is probably one of my more favorite ones to use, and it's the bulkier Stealth Rock one. So we're carrying Leftovers, have the Intimidate to get that attack drop, so you can take more hits. And then we have Stealth Rock, Play Rough, Knock Off, because Knock Off is got so much of a boost this generation, it makes it really good on especially defensive Pokemon. So Knock Off, and then Pain Split, which many people don't know Mawile gets. So you can get your HP back up if somebody's trying to switch in on you. So there you go, Pain Split. And with this one we do 252 HP, 4 in attack, just for your Knock Off and your Play Rough. 252 in defense, and then it's an Impish Nature, because again, you're trying to take physical hits as much as possible with this Mawile. And our last Mawile, this one's kind of weird, probably won't do you any good. Item choice might be a little different for you, maybe Leftovers again, but in this case, this is the Sheer Force Mawile I was talking about, because Sheer Force gets that boost if the attacks have a secondary effect, and it just drops that instead and gives you the boost instead. So what I gave this Mawile was a choice band to again increase that attack stat. Has Sheer Force, and then it has the moves Crunch, which Crunch can have your defense drop. Play Rough has an attack drop. Iron Head flinches, and Fire Fang can flinch and or burn. So that's where those get their Sheer Force boost from. And again, 252 HP, 252 attack, 4 special defense, Adamant Nature. Yeah. That's where that Mawile is. And they have a name for it on Smogon, so it must be a thing. And with that, guys, that is all I have for you on Mawile, Mega Mawile. Again, even though they're my favorite Megas, not very unique things you can run with them. I'm sure there are some other ones. Just some things you could do. Baton Pass, maybe Swords Dance Baton Pass. Brick Break is another move you could have. I've seen that on Mawiles, actually, Brick Break. I don't know how that really helps you, because play rough's hitting the fighting or the dark types, Iron Head's hitting rock types. I don't know. I guess it's just choice. Foul play you could have on there, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I want to hear if you guys have any sets for Mawile or Mega Mawile and what you like to run. So let me know in the comment section below, and as well, let me know what other Pokemon you'd like to see on this series. What other Pokemon you want me to cover for the competitive movesets. And with that, guys, I'm going to get out of here, and we'll see you next time. Bye! Hello everyone, and thanks again for watching the video. If you could, hit that like button right below this video. It really helps out the channel. And you can see that subscribe button right on your screen there. If you want to see more of this kind of content, click right on there and it'll subscribe you to this channel. And I also laid out some other videos for you guys to check out. Be sure to click on those, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye!